We pass by and interact with many people on a daily basis, in the home, online, while at work, at school, or just when we are out and about running our daily errands. We have close friends we speak with every day, and family we may even live with and trust. We assume that each of us has a common decency and cares for the value of a life, and we may even place trust upon those that surround us. We know not all people are good, and there exists many that will do harm to another and not even have a second thought about it. There are those that are disturbed and have the intent and capability of committing the most sinister of acts upon others. Though we imagine that we would be able to spot these people and know them when we see them, however, that is rarely the case. It is all too often that one person you may trust and admire or knew your whole life may turn out to be someone entirely different, someone far darker and more sinister than what one expected. Perhaps it's someone we don't know, but appears to be innocent and seems as if they could never harm a fly. We make these assumptions and put our guards down, and once we realize that we trusted the wrong person, it is already too late. It is often more than not that killers are quiet. July 26, 2015, a couple was casually having a stroll with their dog within the vicinity of an apartment building in Fruin's district of St. Petersburg, Russia, when something caught the dog's attention. As the dog went to sniff around a large plastic bag, the couple discovered their dog was sniffing at the remains of a headless and limbless human torso. Police were notified, and an investigation was opened. The first thing they looked at was the surveillance footage of the building, and upon review, they discovered the following. The woman in the footage is Tamara Samsonova, also known as the Granny Ripper and Baba Yaga. She was born April 25, 1947, in the city of Uzar. After graduating from high school in Moscow State Linguistic University, she moved to St. Petersburg, where she eventually would marry Alexei Samsonova in 1971. There, her husband and she settled down in a new house, number 4 on Dmitrov Street. She proceeded to spend the next 40 years of her life there. By the year 2000, Tamara's husband would disappear mysteriously and would never be found. She, at the time, was never found to be a suspect in his disappearance. When the police arrested Tamara on suspicion in committing murder, their investigation would uncover a diary that was found in her home, next to books of astrology and black magic. Within those pages, not only did it detail the murder she was being suspected of, but as well as multiple murders spanning the course of 10 or more years back. Murders involving not only the occult, but cannibalism as well. At least this is what the police are saying. At this current time, the diary has not been fully revealed to the public. What is known, though, is the diary details at least 2 victims. The first was a tenant she had rented a room in her house to named Volodya. It is clearly said in her own words within, "I killed my tenant Volodya, cut him to pieces in the bathroom with a knife, put the pieces of his body in plastic bags, and threw them away in different parts of Froninska district." Police also reportedly found a knife and blood in the bathroom and a business card of Volodya's. And this all ties directly to a man's dismembered body that was found 12 years ago and identified as the man in question. Also, her own words described a tattoo matching that of the man's as well, which was found on his body. The other victim detailed within the diary is that of Valentina Ulanova. Ulanova was a 79-year-old woman Tamara was staying with while her current home was being renovated. While living there, she helped to care for the woman and aided in the housework. Over time, she began to enjoy living there and did not want to return to her home. As time went by, the relationship between the two grew strained and volatile. Over an argument involving dishes, she later drugged her roommate with a large dose of phenazepam, a drug used to treat multiple mental disorders, including schizophrenia. During the investigation, Tamara would not only confess to multiple murders, but she would explain and depict to the police how she dismembered Ulanova, describing that she had used 2 knives and started with sawing off her head, then the body in half, and she removed the lungs and limbs. She then placed them in several plastic bags and disposed of them where the couple had found the remains. Tamara is said to have thus far confessed to possibly 21 victims, and police claim they have evidence linking her to at least 11 murders, to include her own husband. During her time in custody, she was seen blowing kisses at the media and being very calm about everything. She made statements like, "I'm haunted by a maniac upstairs who forced me to kill," and "I have nowhere else to live. I am a very old person, and I put the whole matter to rest deliberately. I have thought 77 times about it, and then decided that I must be in prison. I will die there, and the state will probably bury me." Today, she still remains in custody, awaiting trial, and is a prime example of how looks can be very deceiving when it comes to know who is the wicked ones in this world. Because killers are quiet. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Perhaps click the bell for notifications, and remember, hell is empty, and the devils are here.